and welcome to my afternoon live on Facebook. This is Jenny at Gemini Crafts, based in Brackley in the centre of the UK. This is my Tuesday afternoon Facebook Live, but you may be catching this on Catch Up. Hi Molly. Or you may be catching this on YouTube later in the day or at some point later. So either way, welcome. It's always good to have people with me, whether you're watching live or later. So yesterday we used this lovely stamp set called Gorgeous Posies to create these cards here. So very soft and gentle. This is a sympathy card, wishing you comfort and peace at this time. Just using Petal Pink and Pear Pizzazz, so just stamping around the edge, and then some Petal Pink on the inside, and obviously a little bit on the envelope. Now, I appreciate that is quite light, so you may not be able to see that particularly well. And then a bright version for a kind and thoughtful friend, using Gorgeous Grape, same set of stamps. And then we have some of the leaves and flowers on the inside, and also again on the envelope. So that's what we did yesterday, and Gorgeous Posies is a really pretty, delicate stamp set that I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of. However, I thought today, let me move that right out of the way. Hi Molly, lovely to have you join me. I can't see who else has joined, I do apologise. The first thing I saw when I was putting the labels on this set were these three little either flower buds or berries here that has some highlighting on. Hi, that looks like Carol with an E has joined us, and Pauline. Hi both of you. Nice to have you join me. So the first thing I thought of was holly berries. So I decided to give this a go to make a Christmas card featuring the leaves, the veins on the leaves, and these as holly berries with a little highlight. Now, I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's give it a go. So what I thought I would do is stamp an half A4 piece all over with the holly, and then use that as a background for two cards, and then just put a Christmas sentiment on the top. So we'll see how this goes. So I already have mounted the leaf and the veins, the berries in this case, and the little highlights for those. And my choice of colours are going to be real red. It's a bit clashing with my background here, isn't it? I do apologise. Real red for the berries with a cherry cobbler highlight, and then probably a granny apple green for the leaves. I don't want them too dark. So I've got a piece of spare Whisper White here, so I'm just going to give them a go and see what they look like before I stamp them for real. It's always worth stamping on a proper piece of card, because then you get the best idea of the colours and things like that. So it's alright to stamp on scrap paper or on here to test the stamp, but if you want to see how it's actually going to look like on your card, I always recommend you stamp onto a piece of Whisper White card, or whatever card you're going to use for your finished design. Yes, only 150 days. Oh my goodness. So I don't know whether I should stamp the leaves first or the berries. So let's start with the leaves and see how we get on. So I'm just going to do these at random. That wasn't very good, was it? Let's start again. So I just want to do these at random to see what they're going to look like. So this is Granny Apple Green. So it's still quite dark, and that's because of the shading on the stamp. So if it's coming out too dark, you have two options. One is to move the ink from one end of the ink pad, like I showed you yesterday, or the other is to choose a lighter colour of ink. Let's pop the veins on in the same colour, just to give it a little bit of interest. I think they need to be near the bottom of the leaf. Yeah, that makes more sense. So that looks okay, and let's have a look at Real Red and Cherry Cobbler. Hi Karen, nice of you to join us from Canada. So you must be in the morning over there, I'm guessing. I'm not sure which part of Canada you are in. Apologies if you've joined me previously and you have told me. So this is Real Red, like so. So you can see what I mean about them being berries. They're quite sweet. So, and I can use this piece for one of the note cards if I wanted to. And then the detailed part of this just sits on top. It's a bit difficult to tell. I think that is right. Which way round this goes. Okay, so I'm thinking, do I need another set of leaves for each piece of holly? Now I know it's not obviously a holly leaf per se, but should they be like that, do we think? Hi Sarah. I think I've caught everybody who's joined us. So I think it probably does need to be two. So this is just my practice sheet really, to see how I'm going to stamp it. Right, and I'm just going to do one, starting with the berries, to see if that's any easier. Marginally maybe. Okay. So, do you think I should have two sets of leaves or just one set of leaves for each set of holly and berries? What do you think? Oh, Ottawa. Oh, how very civilised. Thank you, Karen. Yes, it's 3:15. Well, yeah, 3:15 for us in the UK. So what do we think? I could do a mixture of one and two sets of leaves, couldn't I? And see what that looks like. Okay, so that's my play piece. So here I have a piece of Whisper White. Let's put this one to the side so you can see it. So it's just to give an overall image of holly, just so to show you that you could use an existing stamp set not designed for Christmas, but use it for Christmas. That was my theory. Oh, Pauline thinks 2. Yes. I could do a few with 1 and a few with 2, couldn't I? They're cutting some trees down over the road. I don't know if you can hear it. I have got the windows closed. The leaves would look nice in circles with berries in them. Oh yes, they would. In a wreath-like shape. A mix of both, says Karen. So let's give it a go. So I think I'm going to do the berries. I'm going to do a combination is the answer. Because I need to leave space for the leaves, don't I? So I'm not going to do too many before I add my leaves in. Otherwise I'll end up with no white space at all. Goodness me, they're noisy. Let's have this one off there. Have one going off the top and an edge of one here. Let's give that a go and see what it looks like. I'm going to do the detail in a second. Let's just do the greenery first. So I'm just moving this around. So I'm hoping it does look like holly. I know the leaf isn't the right shape, but it's just to give the idea of holly. Trying to decide where to put this one here. So I am leaving a little bit of gap between where I'm stamping the leaf and the holly berries. And this set has got some cute little dots. So if I've got extra gaps, I could add those in just to make it look a bit more interesting. Obviously you could do this as a full one sheet wonder. Let's turn this round. So it's slightly different from yesterday's, very subtle sympathy card. And I'm thinking I could even do something like that extra. Right, so I've got some gaps down here that I can just apply some leaves. Put some in here. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now... Oh, that's okay, Tracy, don't apologise for being late. So I'm having a go with Gorgeous Posies. Hopefully making it look more like holly this time to make a Christmas card design. That's my plan. So these are the veins. I've got ink on my fingers, on my hand, look. Just put it down on there. So I might be cutting that a little bit out. You could use these in their own right as well for little twigs and things like that. So I'm just turning this round. There we go. So my plan is to cut this up. So I might make 2 C6 cards, or depending on where that blotch arrives, I could put some berries on, stamp some berries over it. I might make some different combinations of card. There we go. Just trying to do all the ones in the same direction first. Adding the veins does make quite a difference to those leaves, in my opinion. I mean, they still look obviously leaf-like, but it just gives it that little bit more definition. Right, let's put some berries on there, see if that will cover it up. And then if that does work, I might add a few berries in other places. Like so. Without leaves. So I might have got away without that anyway. Okay, and then we have the detail for the berries. Let me just put the real red out of the way. Hi Babsy. Thanks for joining us. So we're taking a non-Christmas stamp set to a Christmas stamp set. And it's funny because I wasn't planning on doing any Christmas this week. And I ended up with well, the end of the week had Class in a Box that had a Christmas variation, and then this one today. But I really do think they lend themselves to berries for sure. So this is just cherry cobbler on top of the real red to give those berries a little bit of interest. Like so. The other thing you could do is added a Christmas sentiment in there if you wanted to, between the gaps. I think I've got all of my berries done. Hello Jill. Hi Claire. Oops. So this is a non-Christmas stamp set made into a Christmas stamp set. Right, let me cover those up. Put those to one side. Hope you can see that okay. This is my practice scrap, which I might use later for a card. At least not whatnot. And all that. So let me see how this might, I wonder if I should put some dots on. Let me have a quick look. So I have got some gems I could add, but we have these dots here, but they're quite thick because they're designed to go in the centre of this flower. So I wonder if I might just put some little dots. Around. Ooh. So I was thinking maybe this one here from Forever Fern. I'll do it on this one, and then you can tell me what you think, whether it is I need to add it or take it away. And I'm really tempted to do that in Early Espresso. So you might think this is completely mad. And if you do, that's fine. So that's the sort of effect. I could do one with and one without. What do you think? With the splats or without? I'll let you decide. Oh, that one off. Oh, well done. It must be nice to be back playing badminton, Jill, I'm sure. I don't think I'll be fit enough. Carol says with. So I'll take two more answers. With the dots or without. I know I could do half and half, couldn't I, really? That might be fairer. Then I could compare the two. Oh, Karen says with and Pauline says with. Okay. I might stamp off Early Espresso then. So it's just slightly more subtle. So this is the stamp set we're using for anybody who's joined us after the start. So I'm going to stamp this off. Make lovely wrapping paper, wouldn't it? So that's something we did last, must have been, when it was, I thought it was since lockdown, but it must have been since lockdown. But just taking some plain brown wrapping paper and then stamping it to make personalised wrapping paper. Any glaring gaps? There we go. All right. Oh, some of my leaves don't have... Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you, Karen. No, I didn't mean to leave them. Did you like that pun? I didn't mean to leave them. Thank you. I thought I'd got them all, but obviously I hadn't. So thank you. Is it only those two? I think it is. Brilliant. Yep. No, thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is cut that up. And so I was going to do 2 C6 cards. So let's take this section first. So I'm going to do this 9.5 centimetres because I've got some layers that are 10 centimetres wide, like so. Let's have a look. So I might add a leaf on there to balance that out, and then this is going to be 13.85. I want to lose that extra berry, otherwise it looks like just a line of berries. So that's going to be 1. I am going to add some leaves to that one, and then this one, just choosing which bit to use. Same thing, I'm going to cut this at 9.5. Want to have a look and see what that looks like. I'm going for that one. There we go. And then this has got just leaves on one end, so that's the end I'm going to trim off, I think, to 13.85. There we go, that's quite a nice balance, isn't it? Okay, let's take that one out of the way before I confuse myself. Hi Brenda, right beside you. Hi Chris. Nice to have you join us. Oh yes, there's one here, you're quite right. How did I not see that, Karen? That's really weird. Goodness, there's going to be any hedge left in a minute. So I am going to add, I know I've got this one on its own, but I just want a little bit of leaf down at the bottom here. Oh, that wasn't very good, but it will do. Covered up with that. There we go. Okay. Right, so there we have our 2 pieces. Let me take this out of the way because I'm not going to do, actually I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. Sorry. So let me lay this up and then we'll decide where we're going to put our sentiment. So I have 2 Whisper White cards that I've cut, scored, cut and folded. And then I thought I'd do one on traditional real red. And this is actually old olive, but I could have selected granny apple green, but actually the way this stamps works, it looks more granny apple, olive light, doesn't it? So this is my approximate layout, like so. And then my thought was to use one of these, either the coordinating colour or the opposite colour, not quite sure, with a sentiment, that'll be a bit small, sentiment inside, like so. Might have to go with the small one on that one or just stamp on it. So that's my thought process. So let me take one at a time, and then what I tend to do if I've done, so this is effectively a half sheet wonder. Not that was really my intention, but I suppose it was, wasn't it? So what I'll do is I'll put that on there and then decide what I need to cover up. Any mistakes, any splotches or any big gaps. So obviously I've got this on its own, as I have down here. I do quite like this. So could go this way. That works quite nicely, potentially. Up there. So what I'm looking at is what the rest of the picture is like. So Brenda, amazingly enough, we're using the stamp set we used yesterday, called Gorgeous Posies. Don't know if you joined us yesterday, Brenda, I can't remember. Hi Valerie. Which is a non-Christmas set. But what I decided to do was use these as holly berries and use the leaves. Just because I could, really. And it seems to have worked. But I'm just trying to establish the best point for this. Obviously I could just use circles and what have you. I quite like this to show. So that would be an option. And then what I might do is put some greenery on this one so they've all got greenery attached. Thank you, it's a lovely stamp set, Brenda. I'll show you the cards we made yesterday. I say we. So I think that is going to be one on here. Unless anybody else has any other suggestions. And then this one. No. I know this is a bit small. I might just stamp on the green. It's a shame to cover up those berries, isn't it? But it is what it is. Are you referring to the red one or the green one, Chris? Because I know this is on a bit of a delay. So I'm guessing that was the red one. I think that works. I think that works. Right, let me put that one to one side. And then I'm just going to put some greenery on this one. And stamp a sentiment on here. So I'm going to leave that way round so I don't lose what I've got. It's hard to believe this bit takes longer than all of the stamping. I guess it's just the way it is, isn't it? Not that you can see much of that leaf really. But there we go. So there we go. Could put a little corner of leaf on there. Now I'm just being fussy, aren't I? I think so. There we go. Okay. Hello, Claire. Oh, thank you, Chris. I thought it probably was the red. Nice to see you here, Claire. Oh, one thing I meant to ask you, Claire, message you, is whether you already had a catalogue or not. And if not, I will include one for you. Christmas message. So, deck the halls with boughs of holly. It's going to go straight onto that one. Let's do that one. This is one of the carryover stamp sets. This Merry Christmas is really sweet. It's just a bit too big for that, sadly. Right, let's stamp this one. I've taken the wrong one off altogether. Oh dear. Right, deck the halls with boughs of holly. I'm going to try straight onto here. If it doesn't stand out enough, I can put it onto another piece. There we go. So pretty, that one. I just like the fine detail of the squirrely V. So that's going to be that one. And then let me find sentiment suitable for that. I have to choose a different Christmas set. I think this is too big. Season's Greetings. Yes, that's way too big. Let's see if this will work. So this is from Perfectly Plaid. This is the plaid Christmas trees. This one here. And I reckon not much space, but it will fit. And I'm still going to do that. I don't want to overkill the red. Let's have a look and see. So these were in last year's Christmas catalogue, and they've been brought back for this year because they were so popular. Which is great because it has a matching tree punch that is just so easy to use with designer papers. There we go. Perfect. That will do the job nicely. Right, just wiping those stamps off so I don't drop anything onto the stamps. And let's put these together. Now we do have in the catalogue some really pretty small real red rhinestones which would look really nice on here. So I need to order some in because I don't have any at the moment. But I think that would be a nice finishing touch. So let's work these layers out. So this one onto there. Make sure that's nice and dry. I can find my seal. Oops. So I'm just putting this onto a layer half a centimetre bigger. And then this is going to go onto my Whisper White card. So I could have put it straight onto a red card if I wanted to. But I quite like it with the white underneath. sure I've got that bit at the top. There we go. There we go. So there's that one. And I'm going to put this onto this one flat and the other one on dimensionals, just so that it's relatively inexpensive to post. I don't know if it's the same in Canada, where you pay postage dependent on the size or thickness. Well, in this case, thickness and size. Is there a reason? Yeah, just to save on seal. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that, Pauline. Just makes it go a bit longer, last a bit longer. There we go. So there's one. And this one is the green one. Now I can move this sheet out of the way, because the colour's a little bit conflicting for Christmas cards. So same thing, I'm going to pop that one on there. Now you're making me think about that. Perhaps I don't do it when I've got a small bit. Oh, they've moved away with their hedge trimmers. That's good. This is going to go onto our white base card. There we go. Just about done, and I'm not sure it needs much bling added to it. As I say, the little red ones would be perfect. There we go. So what do you think? Should I add some bling, girls? So I've got some champagne ones here. I've got some larger, these ones here from last year. Or I've got some green, or just some plain rhinestones maybe. Molly says yes, we need bling. I'll do one with one with the other, and then you can let me know which you like the best. Right, let me find my piercing tool, which I thought I brought in. No, I can't see it. So I'm just going to put a few little ones around. One, two, three. So those are the standard rhinestones, and these are the champagne ones. Obviously I could colour these in red with my blends pen, or if you had like a Sharpie permanent pen, you could do that so they coordinated. Yes, it's just slightly lighter, isn't it, than the dark greens that you often get at Christmas Carol. There we go. So I hope you like those. So this is the champagne, this is the standard rhinestones. Not that in this light really you can see much difference because the sun's around the other side of the house, so we're not in the direct sun in the slightest. So I hope you like those as something very different. For those that didn't join me yesterday, this is the stamp set that we used yesterday and today. And these were yesterday's cards. Using the sentiments and everything from the stamp set. That one has a matching envelope. And I stamped inside it, I believe, like so. And then the other one we did was a nice sympathy card in petal pink, and again an envelope to match, which you probably can't see because it's very, very pale, and then petal pink on the inside. So same stamp set, completely different look. So as I said, it's not designed to look like holly from the stamp set, but the berries there, or the roses, whatever they're supposed to be, gave me the idea of doing a Christmas card. So that's a few more Christmas cards for my stash. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. So I am putting together our autumn winter samplers. So for those of you that have been customers of mine or team of mine, each catalogue that comes out, I run traditionally a paper share, and this time I've been asked to do a paper and embellishment share. And so what happens is you can order the share and you'll get a quarter of a pack of all the different papers. So basically you get a bit of everything. So this detail will come out by email shortly, but you can have a sneak peek. So there's two prices. One is if you can collect it from me, and the other one is for me to deliver it to you or post it to you, whichever, depending on where you are. This is obviously for the UK only. So you get all of the designer papers, a quarter of each pack, for £36. We have our new specialty pack, so when you receive your catalogues, if you haven't done already, we've got some lovely specialty card and papers. So we've got some plush vellum, we've got felt, red velvet paper, which is perfect for poinsettias. That is 15. And then we have a whole series of embellishments, little stars, pearls, which look like poinsettias, bells, gems, blue gems, acorns. Oh, I just spotted a spelling mistake. That was good. Pearls. And that is £14. And you can choose any combination of those. If you order all three, then you'll get free delivery wherever you are in the UK. So that information is coming out shortly. And if you're waiting on a catalogue from me, then you'll have a copy of this in your catalogue. And the last date to order any of the packs is the end of August. And after that, then you can only order in individual packs. So I hope that's useful. If you are interested in those and you haven't made contact with me already, then just send me a message. There's no obligation, but I'll make sure obviously you get the information all to hand. So that's what I've been up to. And I look forward to catching up with you really soon. I hope you're all able to stay safe and well. I look forward to crafting with you tomorrow. I shall be here at 10 AM UK time, and I'll be doing something else with this set again to make just to show you how versatile this set can be. So I hope you're able to join me tomorrow. If you have been watching on catch up, I really do appreciate it. Feel free to add any comments after the live has finished. If you've got any questions, pop them in there and I can respond to those. This video will also get uploaded to YouTube this afternoon, so you can always catch up on my replays on there. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry I've whittled on rather a lot this afternoon. Thank you. Look after yourselves, take care, and I hope you can keep crafting. Thank you. Bye bye.